Editings.
Right. We gonna go live. What's happening? What's going on with everybody, man? It's your boy HM3, man. Tapping in, man. It's been a minute, and we finna go live, man. It's pretty much discuss what's going on in the year 2026 to where the point right now where it's looking like we right on collision course for a chance of a Jim Crow point three, part three. It's looking like we on that road to that, unfortunately. Do I want it to happen? Of course not. But in today's time, in today's climate, people are getting a lot more boisterous and a lot more bold than what it usually would be, or what have you, especially because of social media. So, with these two videos that we're gonna go over, me and my guy Swole down here, we're gonna really talk about, how people are playing in our faces. Especially with this whole Carmelo Anthony case, a sad situation. I don't think nobody's ever died, of course, but I also don't believe in giving a 17-year-old that weighs 135 pounds 35 years. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot to dive into, and I got my dog up here, Swole. What going on with it, fool?
Yeah. Hey, it's a lot to dissect. There's a lot of misinformation going on. A lot of people running off emotion of hate. Um, it's a lot of people that's taking the situation and knowing that if roles were reversed, they wouldn't say the things or behave the way that they're acting right now. You know, uh, but it's just showing that this whole stand your ground once again is not for us. Same as with the Constitution when it was created,
It
wasn't
wasn't
for
for
us.
us.
So it ain't nothing new, but it's still the gas lighting is at an all-time high with these people.
Right. I agree 1,000%. Most definitely. Most definitely. And I see 26 folks in here, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with your boy, man. If you want to hop on the panel, let me know. I dropped that link. You can definitely hop on the panel and voice your opinion. This one of them shows. Yes. Yeah, you are invited. Especially if you disagree, for sure. Now what you were saying?
But yeah, like I said, before my grandmother passed, and mind you, she was born in 1942, so she experienced Jim Crow. You
Right.
know, she done seen people, black people, getting taken by the police of that time and never to see them ever again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had an uncle that went toe to toe with the Klan. You know, the Klan is still quite relevant to this day
Oh,
in the
hell yeah.
town that I'm in.
For sure. They ain't went
But
nowhere.
yeah, so my grandmother, before she passed, it's gonna be 2 years this weekend.
Right.
She stated that racism is worse now than what it was when she was growing up, and she went and experienced the white only fountains, colored and this and that. You know, but for her to say that and witnessing what we're seeing right now, she was 100% factual with what she stated.
Damn.
Oh, it's like I guess the reason why it's like it's worse is because these people have had years of examples of racism, or what it means to be a bigot, but yet something deep in their heart, they crave it, but they gaslight it. They gaslight and act like, hey, it doesn't exist or whatever stuff. You know, it's like a form of insanity that these people know what they're doing are wrong, but yet when you speak on it, when you call it out or whatever and stuff, they get angry and try to say, no, you're the racist or whatever for speaking out on something that we experienced that they have created.
I agree. But what's going on? What up with you, Blue? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. What's happening with you?
Oh, that's my cousin right there.
All right.
Yeah, I got seen his podcast too. So he does podcast as well.
Oh, but shit.
What up, cousin?
I don't know if you can hear us, but let's get to the video, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get to the content. Let go.
It's MAGA. The MAGA media reported so many lies about Carmelo Anthony. What we learned just now, Carmelo Anthony was already under the tent before the Metcalf brothers approached him. He was already there. He was already under the tent. That's one lie that they said, that Carmelo Anthony approached the tent and he wasn't supposed to be there. Another thing, Carmelo Anthony was talking to a friend who was already under the tent. And I'm going to say this. The judge, the district attorney, and the prosecutors are all Republicans. And the 3 black women that they got up off the jury supported the Democratic Party. Let that shit sink in. And another thing, all the men that are jurors are all white men. But they said this wasn't racially motivated when they was picking jurors. Now, I don't give a damn for the Republican Party nor the Democratic Party. But since Judge Roach is up for re-election for the Republican Party, what do you think his verdicts will be to appease his conservative constituents and voters? When all the right-wing MAGA have reported as if Carmelo Anthony was a murderer without all the facts being seen. Let's get into the video.
Back to Court TV Live. I'm Julia Janae. Thank you for being with us this afternoon as we track a very big case that is happening out in the state of Texas. A high school track meet ended in a 17-year-old's death. And now the trial is getting national attention. People are divided, talking about race and self-defense. And today we are following day 1 of Carmelo Anthony's murder trial happening out there in McKinney. And inside of that courtroom now, they have taken a break. We've been following those live notes all day, and we're going to check in with Cody Thomas in just a moment. But where we're at right now is after the first witness was called by the state, a forensic video analyst was the one who was testifying to multiple wide-angled surveillance videos that the prosecution admitted was not crystal clear, but while playing that video, there was some reaction in the gallery. Now, cameras are not allowed inside of this courtroom, but they're on the ground. In Frisco, we have our own Cody Thomas, who is following everything that's happening. Let's take a look back. Even though we don't have those cameras, we do have the defense attorney, Mike Howard, what he said before the gag order was put in place in this case.
We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Carmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense. Self-defense is a fundamental right guaranteed every American. The law is clear. When self-defense is raised by the facts, The law puts the burden squarely on the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the citizen accused did not act in self-defense. The law does not expect or require the citizen accused to prove that they acted in self-defense. It's actually the opposite. The law requires the prosecution to rule out the reasonable doubt that the citizen accused may have acted in self-defense.
All right. We'll stop it right there. What's going on with y'all, man? So what's your thoughts, Swole?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to you. Just looking at the jury selection, Carmelo didn't have a chance at a fair trial whatsoever. 18 jurors. Juror number 1, I'm gonna read out to you. White woman, 40s. 2, white man, 40s. 3, white man, 20 or 30s. 4, white woman, 20 or 30s. 5, white woman, 30s. 6, white man, 50s and 60s. 7, Asian woman, 50s. 8, white woman, 60 or 70s. 9, white or Hispanic man, 40s. 10, white man, 40s. 11, white or Hispanic woman, 20s or 30s. 12, Asian woman, 30s or 40s. 13, Hispanic or Indian man, 30s or 40s. 14, Middle Eastern woman with head covering, 60s. 15, Indian woman, 30s or 40s. 16, white man, 50s. 17, white man, 50s. 18, white woman, 40s or 50s.
Damn.
Every demographic would have been one of the ones that would clutch their purses to a Carmelo Anthony. Or, you're not from around here, are you, boy? Type situation.
Right.
And then with the Asian, it's like so many of them don't care for us. They come to communities and very disrespectful to us or whatnot and stuff.
Right.
So it's like there was not a single person when you are up for trial, you're supposed to have a jury or your peer. That's in the law. Not a single juror that I read out was a representative of his peer whatsoever.
That's crazy. But Lynn, what's going on with you, my lady?
What's going on?
How you feeling? How you be? What's your thoughts on this? This little bit we just delve into. We got a lot more to go to.
Let's not forget that they moved this trial to a different county. Let's start there.
Right.
Then they said they did not select any of the black jurors because they were also educators and they could easily side with him being a student. However, one of those white women that they chose for the jury is also an educator. So you can't tell me that this was not stacked against him. Not to mention the DA and the judge are friends with his father, with Austin's father. So you can't tell me that there's biased.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You are definitely correct. No bullshit. You would definitely
also,
he has an opportunity. He has the opportunity for an appeal, which it should be granted. But again, we are talking about a whole new Supreme Court system who just rolled back civil rights. So there's that. But at the same time, I feel like the situation that happened, they're not taking in the fact of all the things that the boys have the twins were doing or saying prior to that, and the fact that this boy didn't bring, and I'm tired of the media making it seem like he brought a knife. He did not bring a knife to the function. What he had was a track meet tool, something to clean off your cleats with.
Right.
And the fact that his friend, quote unquote, was his friend, um, lied on the stand, lied on the oath, talking about he really didn't know him when you actually did. You had pictures with this young man. You hung out with this boy before. So you mean to tell me you taking pictures with people you don't know? And
Yeah.
I get high school. And I get high school. I get it. You know, you click up with certain people. You know, every now and you cool with a couple people in a certain class, and you cool with this group of people in another class. I get the cliquish environment of high school. I get it. But at the same time, for you to sit here and blatantly lie and not even potentially help this kid, and I'm mad at Carmelo's Anthony's parents as well, because you gave him a court appointed attorney when you had the amount of funds to get an actual defense lawyer. Make it make
But
sense.
guess what? But guess what though? You can't use GoFundMe for criminal cases. You can use it for civil cases, not criminal cases.
Okay, good. Bet. Understood. But you can't tell me there aren't plenty of black lawyers in the Texas area or surrounding national lawyers who would have took on this case. You can't tell me that nobody reached out to you and you didn't take that into consideration. You took a court appointed attorney into consideration.
You're
I'm
right.
sorry, but
You're
if
right.
my child has the odds stack against her, I'm not going with court appointed. I'm not. I
Hell
am.
no.
If I gotta go broke and I gotta mortgage my house, I got to
Most
do whatever
definitely.
I gotta do. My child will have the best defense lawyer there is. In a case like this,
I agree.
but what bothers me the most is that you have the Kyle Rittenhouses and you have all of these other people who have gone to trial, George Zimmerman, all these other people who claim self-defense, yet they got off. So you can't tell me it's
Yeah.
not, can't tell me that this justice system isn't biased to skin color, because they are.
Let me
Oh,
let me chime in. It's my partner Biggs. Hey,
What's
hey,
up?
you
What's
still
up,
in Texas?
everybody?
I want trying to see if you can give us a gauge of the climate. Cause I don't know if you're still in Texas or whatever.
Nah, I'm in South Dakota right now, but like most places I work at, I'm like the only black man. You know what I mean? And I keep getting
Yeah.
asked that same question. Like, actually, somebody just asked me that question a couple days ago. One of my coworkers asked him how I felt about it, and then I was just saying that it's not consistent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's black people, man. We never, like, it don't matter. Like, you know what I mean? They'll never look at us like that, like them. Like, you know what I mean? They could do whatever. Like I was saying, like the same thing she said about that white kid that went to the, Raleigh and was shooting people. Like the simple fact that this black man, like, he kind of defended himself, but it's Texas. They was all out against him. Texas is really, really, like, especially right now with the new, with the government we have right now. It's like they're doing everything to try to put the black people down, bro. It's not even a joke. Like, it's really bad out there.
no,
Yeah,
I already know it. I already know it.
you
I
know,
already know
like
it. You know?
it,
But
it, it's sad, man, because, like, you know what I mean, like they could have gave that boy, like, even manslaughter, but to give him murder one is kind of like, they're trying to show us, like, we can't defend ourselves at all. It don't matter
well,
if you kill a white boy.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say this. You don't mind me interjecting. That's
Oh,
how
you
they
good?
want it to be. That's how they want it to be. They want it to be to where they can kill us, but we can't kill them per se. They want it one way. You see what I'm saying? But this is 2026.
Yeah.
It's not the 1950s no more, and they know that. So, in other words, they know it could be casualties behind this, but if it is a casualty, they're gonna make sure that they pretty much butt break us to where we are now scared and in fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
Let
know.
me also add that when I was
Yeah.
mentioning the misinformation, they keep saying that, oh, he brought a knife to school. And like Lynn was saying, yeah, it wasn't a knife, it was a multi-tool to clean a cleat. But the most important thing that people are not getting is this did not occur at a school. It was a school function at a stadium that is used. It's more like going to a park or something. So
Right.
Yeah.
the one thing that they're saying is, I keep hearing it over and over, well, why didn't Carmelo just leave when they told him to leave? What I'm trying to understand is, under what authority did these boys have over Carmelo when this is a public stadium? Like, when did they have some type of jurisdiction or police being able to police other people? You know,
Yeah.
like what gave them the authority to say, you know what, this is a public function or whatever stuff. How can I tell you to move or do this and that? Well, I don't own this. Why am I allowed to put my hands on you and force you to move or whatever when I don't own this establishment or whatnot? And why were there not any why are the people that jumped Carmelo not being charged for anything?
Yeah.
For
At least assault or fray or something.
Making terrorist threats.
Well, imagine if it was a bunch of black kids did that to a white boy, and you know what I mean, tell the white kid to get out of there, and the white boy stabbed the black man. What do you think the outcome would have been?
Oh no, he'll be a hero. He'll be on a talking tour right now, and he'll be getting ads, and he'll be signing stuff, and he'll have a cushy life. His life will be real well right now. It'll be the very opposite of what dude going through, unfortunately. But let me get back to some more of the video, because I do want to get to the second video, what have you. But I'm gonna stop again. We're gonna talk further more about this. Hey, Blue, you can tap in too, my brother. You can tap in too. Let me play this.
And let's go right now to someone who was inside of that courtroom listening to these opening statements. No cameras, but we have our eyes and ears inside of the courtroom. Cody Thomas joins us now live outside of the courthouse in Kenny, Texas. Cody, good to see you. Tell me about those opening statements. First of all, what was it like being inside of the courthouse for those?
Well, yeah, Julia, as we know this judge is really laying down the law inside that courtroom, being very strict on how people go to and from the courtroom, and about, us as media using electronics. He even admonished members of the gallery for whispering to each other, saying if he caught somebody whispering again, I didn't see anybody whispering, but, he just said if he saw that again, they'd keep them out. He kicked them out permanently. But, Julia, to touch on those opening statements, of course, the prosecution is continuing the narrative that we've heard from the beginning since April of 2025, that Carmelo Anthony was under that tent for no good reason. He was just there, and then Austin Metcalf and his friends came up to approach him to say, get out from under the tent, to which Carmelo Anthony, the prosecution says, got aggressive, reached in that bag, pulled out a knife, and stabbed Austin Metcalf. But the defense in their opening statements painted a different picture. They began by humanizing Carmelo Anthony, talking about how he had 2 jobs in high school, how he was, a brother, a son, an oldest brother, how he was a 3.7 GPA A student in school, just really painting him out to be a good human being before diving into their version of the facts of the case. Now, of course, we've heard that statement from eyewitnesses, or a witness on the stand, or not on the stand, in the area, saying that Carmelo reached into the bag saying, touch me if you want to, or see what happens if you touch me. And that's what led, when Austin pushed him, he stabbed him in the chest. But the defense attorney says it was more of a, as long as you don't touch me, we'll be cool. Implying that, everything's fine. I understand there's a verbal altercation going on here, but just don't put your hands on me. So that was the narrative the defense painted there. They also said that Carmelo was under the tent because he was seeing somebody he was familiar with, a friend of his still girlfriend now, somebody he'd been acquainted with, somebody he recognized. And then they walked through some of that video, Julia, showing that Carmelo Anthony was under the tent for about 2 minutes before Metcalf, his twin brother, and their friends got to the tent. And the whole ordeal went down in about 4.5 minutes of both parties being under that tent, Julia. But again, emotional out here. I'm looking around.
So Carmelo Anthony was in the tent visiting a friend. If you ain't never ran track, this is what we do. When track and field is like a community-based sport, because most of the things that we doing are individual, but we do have team sports as well, or team events as well. So track and field, we all, as kids, we all talk to all different parts of school. We got friends everywhere. So Carmelo Anthony was already inside the tent for about 2 minutes before you see Austin Metcalf, Hunter Metcalf approach him, or before they say he was approached by these group of boys. That's very important, because they made it seem like the group of boys were there first, and Carmelo Anthony came inside the tent. It's looking more like Austin Metcalf and his brother Hunter was the aggressors all along.
Here, there's a lot more demonstrators than there were yesterday during jury selection. So, each side is here. It's a polarizing case, of course, that has caught many headlines across this country. But those opening statements were definitely powerful on either side.
Notes, Cody. We're so fortunate that you've been able to share with us what is happening inside of that courtroom. Tell us more about the surveillance video, because your notes on this were very interesting. What were you able to see? And then I also understand there was a reaction from the victim's family when that was being played.
Yeah, Julia. So that's in the opening statement. They were referencing surveillance video, and of course, everyone wants to see video. We haven't seen anything. There's been a gag order on this case since the very beginning last year. So they start playing this video. There are 5 different angles of the video getting walked through from testimony by the forensic video analyst, and they were very wide angle videos, Julia. And the witness had to talk about how he had to use this software to zoom in and try to make the video as clear as possible. And even then, Julia, I won't lie, it still looked very fuzzy and hazy. It definitely sets the scene. You can see what's going on, but even the prosecution distinctly said that you won't be able to uniquely identify anyone, but they referred to Carmelo on the video as the person of interest, and they referred to Austin Metcalf as the victim. Of course, as the forensic analyst has digested this video and dissected it and pointed out everything that we need to know, going through shoes and the type of clothing they were wearing. So we identified who each person was in the video, even though they kind of just looked like humanoid blobs. But
do y'all remember when all the lying as media outlets and podcasters was like, when you see the video, it is very clear. It's very clear what he did. I seen the video. Now you're getting a reporter that I would say is unbiased and just giving you what is happening there, wanting to be the most accurate, saying, I seen it. We couldn't make out what was happening. This is professional take. He was caught on a hot mic saying this.
Showed the video, you couldn't really make shit out. Like, it looked like that, 7-Eleven gas station video, you know what I mean? So we'll see if they talking about their enhancement. You got understand now? So we're gonna see. Yeah, it was like to the point where when you see the action happen, there's no reaction in the courtroom. That's how somebody gets stabbed, they're gonna be like, but it was, like you can make it out, like it sets the scene. It's just not as good as I came out here and said that a guy witnessed.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Really obvious what happened. Yeah, no. Like you can see the people.
No, that's his personal take.
All right. All right. What y'all think though, man, from that little bit we just heard right there? Swole, you there?
Right. I have mute on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what you were saying?
Yeah. It goes back to what he was saying, the trap meet and stuff. So you're gonna run into your people and stuff. It goes back to, like I was saying, what gave those twins on boys the right to put their hands on or threaten Carmelo? You know, it's an entitlement issue, first of all. But I sent you a video you might want to check out that it paints the picture of those two brothers and how they really are. They were known for being bullies. They was known for being extremely disrespectful, problematic. They've had many complaints against them. So for them to feel like they could pick on Carmelo, that wasn't out the ordinary for them. That's just how they behave, how they carry themselves and stuff.
Right.
You know? So a lot of that in the trial. Yeah, so the people that celebrating Carmelo getting 35 years and whatnot, it's hard to even say that if they knew or understood how the brothers are, they still probably wouldn't feel no different. They'd make an excuse, still, because in their mind, it's gonna be white over being right over anything.
Like a motherfucker. Lynn, you want to chime in?
I agree with everything he was just saying.
Okay.
I hate the fact that the media wants to portray this as and villainize Carmelo Anthony as this bad person. Because how do you have a person who has a 3.7 GPA, 2 jobs, as a problematic person? You can't.
I mean, that right there is just the textbook script of what they do. They only know how to critique us out of one lens. They can't give us the benefit of the doubt worth a damn, apparently. You know what I'm saying? So them, and of course, the right wing red pill podcast niggas who's doing and saying anything to keep getting that MAGA money, even though they're black as fuck, like your Mr. Fantastic 824, your fucking Angry Mans, your Anton Daniels, and your Brandon Tatum's. They say anything to appease that other side to keep getting that money in. You see what I'm saying? And it's a shame that we are in 2026 and we gotta deal with these type of niggas who look like us. They want to talk like us, have the same jargon, and like they feel us, but they want to quickly go against us in front of them to prove a fucking point. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand how the fuck we even allow these type of niggas around. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning there's more of them out here than what we think or what we know. And that shit bothers me because I'm like, regardless of your status in life or where you came from or where you are today, or you may think that you're an exceptional nigga, they got a way of reminding you that you're still a nigga. It happens every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can just name people that got their Negro wake up call. They were out here pandering to the MAGA crowd or whatever and stuff, but then they was put in their place and they was pretty much made known that, hey, at the end of the day, you still a nigga. Candace Owens, Stacey Dash. What's the golfer that he's considered himself blazing? Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
they all had what Paul Mooney said, they nigga wake up call.
Yeah.
Hell, the Juice.
Whenever it happens
the Juice
to
had
them,
his Negro wake up call.
You said what?
The Juice, OJ.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, OJ.
Yeah, he. Hey, you know what? he became full
He
blown
brought that
nigga
on
when he got
himself.
the Kevin May show. When he got the Kevin May show before he passed, he became full blown nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he kept a nigga on that show for sure.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely did. You know?
I mean, he learned by that time before he passed, he realized, hey, you can be the most extraordinary person in the world. If they get one thing on you, they're gonna take that one incident and destroy your whole life with it. They're gonna never, never ever let you forget that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it don't matter what your accolades are. Once they have used you for whatever they want to use you for, hey, they gonna go back and let you know that, hey, at the end of the day,
You're
you
still a
was a good
Still a
nigga,
nigga.
but you still a nigga.
Still a nigga. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
this case is very
use and
interesting
abuse it.
because you know they've been moving around evidence. They've been suppressing every damn thing to get this outcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And bravo to them for accomplishing their mission. They set out to do something and they did it. Do I fuck with it? Hell no. But you can simply tell they had a point to prove because the thing is, these people have been getting tired of playing nice to us over these last 40, 50 years. They've been getting tired of this shit because they feel like they can't say how they truly feel around us. My whole thing is to them is ain't nothing wrong with y'all being yourselves. Just understand what come with that shit. But they want to be themselves with no repercussion, no consequences. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that's bothering them. It's like, no, you can't go around saying what you want to say and just think you can provoke us or do anything to us, and we're gonna just sit there and be cool with it. That's not reality at all.
You know what I
You
just
know
thought
what I'm saying?
about? You know what I just thought about? I think that this right here is their get back for the O.J. Simpson trial.
No, so get back for George Floyd.
Well, that too.
This how they do
Um,
black people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But they've been getting their get back for the longest. So
that's
even
true.
you gotta think, you got George Zimmerman that got away, you got Mike Brown killer who got away, you got Alton Springs killer who got away. So many have gotten away. Breonna Taylor, just
Sandra
last
Bland.
year.
Sandra Bland, yeah. You know
But
what I'm saying?
it goes back to down here in Georgia. It feels like every few months we are found hanging from a tree that they state that we went up and climbed a tree and hung ourselves.
Black people will never. One thing about it, two things for sure. Black people, the history of nooses and trees and hangings with us will never resonate to where we want to kill ourselves and do that. We will shoot ourselves in the before or take some pills before or drive a car off the bridge before we go hang ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is just cover up and say, oh, we don't want to admit that this is racially motivated. You don't want to admit it. You're just trying to cover it up.
Yeah, you're right. You are correct. You are definitely correct. You know
But
what I'm
you
saying?
know, this is it takes me back to his name is slipping me right now. But the young man that they found rolled up in that mat.
Oh, you talking about that Vadowski?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is it Kevin? Kevin, is it Kevin?
Something.
Let me look it up. I want to pay like, be respectful. Kendrick Johnson.
Yeah, and it was like it's something with a K.
Yeah.
Right.
And that whole case right there was eerie. From him just being in that mat for that long to his organs end up missing. His body stuffed with newspaper, and they had no answer for that. You know, and just the area that he was in, we know how they roll down there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Down there fucking around in South Georgia, that shit different.
yeah.
That shit
I
definitely
used to
different.
drive. When I used to drive trucks or whatever, man, I would drive down there, Valdosta, Fitzgerald, all them little towns and stuff where the cotton is still king down there. You see the cotton growing down there and stuff.
Yeah, I seen that shit down there, like down there by Albany and shit.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel about when I'm coming up to Georgia. That's how I feel about going through Cordell.
Cordell,
Yeah,
watermelon
same area,
capital of the
like
world.
Albany. Yeah. Nah, for real,
Yeah.
definitely. You definitely see that shit. No bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But
It goes to say, and I'm gonna get back to what my grandma was saying, that racism was worse than it ever been out of her 82 years of living.
right.
That they can change laws on the fly to benefit them, whether it's obvious that they're guilty of something or where they can change laws to benefit and make somebody that's innocent guilty of something. You know, and we've seen this play over and over and over again. From the youngest person that was ever executed, George Stinney Jr., who was 14 years old
Yeah.
at the time, that was accused of killing 2 teenage girls, and he wasn't even, he was maybe 90 pounds. Small cat. They had to stuff some books underneath him just to be able to apply the device over his head to electrocute him. But yeah, it took that jury, not of his peers, once again, as we just seen, 10 minutes to declare a guilty verdict. 10 minutes.
That's that bullshit.
Same way with Emmett Till.
Right.
Nobody was ever prosecuted for his death.
And then I hate the fact that she even admitted that she lied, and still there was no retribution for that.
Yeah.
She could have been charged as a co-conspirator.
Yeah.
Sarah Page, she was responsible for the massacre that occurred in Rosewood, Florida.
Yep.
She was a elevator. She controlled the elevator and claimed that she was attacked by a black guy or whatever, which wasn't true. And boom. So it didn't matter whether we were separated, doing good or whatever stuff, or integrated or whatever. They found some way to take us out, change the laws or whatever, to make life as difficult as possible. But yet they claim that, oh, we play the victim mentality or blah, 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 blah. All this gaslighting.
We can't play the victim mentality when the odds are already prevented so that we can't even access the stuff.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's real.
Everybody else.
I hate that rhetoric when they were like, well, if you would work just as hard as so you think I don't? You don't think that I had to persevere, even do it even harder, 10 times harder, just because of the fact that I'm black?
Right.
You didn't think that my mother did not instill that into me, that I have to go 10 times as hard? I got to be 10 times as smart or smarter? Just because they already look at me and say, oh, she don't know anything? And then when you actually tell them what you do or how you achieve, what kind of accolades that you have and the things that you achieve, oh, you did that? As if we can't.
Yeah. Well, that was raised.
Capable of achieving those type things.
That was raised to believe that. And I kind of hate to say it, it ain't quite the same, but it's a similarity. It's like how a lot of people from up north be surprised when they meet somebody from the south that's smarter than them.
Oh yeah, because they think everybody down here in the country we some slow country monkeys.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
But
It's
I
no,
definitely say that.
it goes back to, they claim, oh, y'all just playing the victim and this and that. And I'm like, me and her, we got stories to tell. We
Yeah,
had experience of Karen moment way before Karen became a term, back when we was teenagers.
yep.
20 something years ago, 25
uh
years
huh,
ago, we experienced,
yep,
you know, and we can't play the victim because we lived through it and we just gotta adapt and move on. So there's no way we could play no victim or whatever because we already know the hand that we dealt.
right. That's the difference with us.
Exactly.
We know the hand that we're dealt, so we know how to adjust ourselves. We play chess. We play chess over here. We don't play checkers.
Exactly.
At all, for real.
So we're already 10
Mm.
steps ahead of you in our thinking process. See, you're thinking about the right now. I'm thinking about the right now, plus what's going to happen down the line 5 minutes from now.
And the thing about that
Right.
right there, that is just because we had no choice.
Right. And it's
Well,
because it's literally ingrained in our DNA.
Hmm.
And
nah,
it's
it
locked
really
in
is.
from 400 years of slavery.
Yeah.
Mhm. But let me get back to some more of the video, y'all, man. Let's play a little bit more of the
Yeah.
video real quick. Now I'm trying to jump to the next one.
That's his personal take on what he's seen within the courtroom. Barely any scene. Nobody responded because it was hard to see. Maybe because Austin Metcalf was up and close on Carmelo Anthony, where he had to make a move to get this man up off of him. Maybe that's why nobody made a outburst or had a real response.
See, one thing that stood out to me, Julie, is that, I'm very familiar with track meets. I was under the impression that, when you go to a championship track meet, you have multiple tents on the same side of the bleachers. But in this video, because it's early in the morning, just before 10 a.m. when all this happened, the high school where the high school with all this went down, Memorial High School, it was just an isolated tent in the bleachers by itself. There were no surrounding, schools or anything in the general area. You saw some schools walking in, but I guess, the meet was just starting. But anyway, they identified Carmelo walking up the bleachers, kind of walking towards the tent. He kind of goes towards someone, and you see him standing there for a couple of minutes. Then you see Austin Metcalf, his twin brother, and his friends walking up and getting under the tent. And then once everything's happening under the tent, it just kind of looks like a blob of people. You can't really make out anything that's really going on for 5 to 6 minutes. And then you see a quick to and from, and they were implying that was like the push, the initial contact. You can't really see anything happening before then. You see people walking by. They're not really, turning heads.
An initial contact came from Austin Metcalf. And it's in the report that nobody wanted to report on. All these biased platforms were trying to just paint Carmelo Anthony as a murderer, and they never mentioned the fact that Officer Mike Crawford interviewed Hunter, and in the report it said this. So why did no one report on Austin Metcalf assaulting Carmelo Anthony initially? And then let's see what he said. Let's see what he's going to say after Carmelo Anthony was assaulted. Now, this report is from Officer Mike Crawford, right? I don't know why nobody reported on this that had the narrative that Carmelo Anthony was a murderer. I made contact with Hunter. We know that to be Metcalf, and another individual. I asked him what happened, and he stated that they were all sitting on the bleachers on the Memorial High School tent when another male who he did not know walked over and sat under the tent. Austin and the male went back and forth, and Austin then stood up and pushed the male to get him up out of the tent.
It's as if something's loud and, you know, something's catching their attention, but all of a sudden you see that to and from, and then you see Carmelo, or who they identify as person of interest, who we're assuming to be Carmelo Anthony. He runs out from under the tent, and then he's running down the bleachers, sprinting a ways away from the tent and out of the stadium, onto the track and everything towards one of his coaches. And eventually after that, we see another angle of the video where Carmelo's been taken into custody by police. But the reaction, Julia, it wasn't a visceral reaction. You know, when you saw the to and from, of course, that's the stabbing action, if you will. All I saw him sitting 2 rows behind Austin Metcalf's father, and his head was just kind of in his hands, kind of like this. Wasn't necessarily crying, but, you know, just implying that he doesn't really want to see, even though you can't see the stabbing, but he knows in his mind this is the moment that his son lost his life. So he was just there, you know, obviously overwhelmed by everything and sitting right.
Carmelo Anthony, this particular action happened, and he ran to his coach. See, when y'all trying to make it seem like, well, he left the scene, he's a teenager, he's a minor. They're not going to understand the particular action that just happened. So you want to get away from the situation. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to explain to y'all when some of the officers that interviewed Carmelo Anthony at the time saying Carmelo Anthony was hysterically crying, asking, hey, is he going to be okay? See, they didn't want to tell you that. They wanted to make it seem like he just ran away, and he said, allegedly, I did it. It ain't no, but they not explaining to you that he's in a historical cry. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh, I just did this to this person, but it's just like I was trying to protect myself. They didn't push that narrative. They're gonna push the narrative that Carmelo Anthony is just his murderer, and Austin Metcalf didn't do nothing. You know how they be trying to say, well, he didn't do nothing. That's how they're gonna try to paint Austin Metcalf when it seems like he was the aggressor when the police report says he was the aggressor.
Behind the Metcalf family, Carmelo Anthony's family is on the opposite side of the courtroom. But again, the video, not as impactful as I thought, but it definitely is a scene setter to help us understand clearer as to what's going on, since we haven't seen anything so far in this case.
Incredible detail, Cody. You're setting the scene for us. Not being able to see what's going on in this case that has so many eyes on it is really helpful. You also broke some news for us earlier when it came to the jury. There have been a lot of questions about who's on this jury, what may be their demographics, how will that impact a case that has had a lot of polarization racially, especially online, even though we know these parties say, even the prosecution today in the opening saying this is not about race. But what have you observed about the racial makeup of this jury?
Yeah, Julia. So, of course, you know, this with the optics of this case, this story here, young black kid, young white kid, violent crime. Of course, people are going to have their opinions. They're going to have their judgments. And, you know, the jury was, you know, that the makeup of the jury was in question. And so, of course, I was in jury selection yesterday, and that jury was seated around just after 5 p.m. yesterday. And I couldn't necessarily see the courtroom today. You know, we saw reports last night that there was no African-American people on the jury, and that held to be.
All male jurors are white. That's very important, because now they're going to see Austin Metcalf as if it's their white sons. You know what I'm saying? Or brothers or nephews. So that's racially motivated. 3 Asian women, 1 Middle Eastern woman, 1 other woman of color. Woman of color don't mean black. 12 jurors, 6 alternates. Yeah. So these 6 alternates is probably going to be used for these 6 women. All the white jurors are staying. 1,000%. 1,000% all the white male jurors will stay. And you saying this not racially motivated? You want to trial this black kid as if he's one of these criminals, as if he's one of these thugs. Then they might go show the fake picture of him having a BB gun, but not going to show the pictures of the Austin Metcalf brothers holding up their rifles. This most definitely is racially charged, and even the judge, I don't trust none of these motherfuckers. They not about to let. They not allow. I can't even talk. They are not about to allow this black kid to claim self-defense towards no white boy. It's not going to happen. He's guilty by the skin color in the act, 1000%. And this is why when they had a chance to put the 3 black people that they sought after out of 600 jurors, they only looked at 3 black people and didn't put them on the jury. For what? You want this to go in a way because the right wing is so they so motivated to get a conviction. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how I'm about to look at the judge political party, and it's gonna let you know everything about this particular judge.
All right.
Girls here, welcome to Thought Crimes.
All right. So that's the end of that video. Let me try to set it up for this next video coming up, man. Any thoughts, man? Suggestions? Any opinions?
We need to really hop on that Austin assaulted Carmelo. Every other case that we look at, whether it be George Zimmerman, Chow, even with Ahmaud Arbery, they didn't even want to charge them at first.
Sure didn't.
Right.
You know, the attacker, they tried to make them be the victim. You know? Yeah.
It definitely did. Definitely did.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. This damn shit hit
It really baffles me that we still go back and forth, you know, where one of the favorite things they like to say is, y'all need to stop playing victim. That's playing victim. But these are the same people that want to be oppressed so bad. Like in competition of wanting to be oppressed. Hey, my little cuz, he just got in. Cool.
Okay.
These people want to be oppressed so bad, but they always talking about, oh, you need to put yourself by a bootstrap, or y'all playing the victim, oh, you playing the race card, this and that. But they the first one that show and display their racist behavior, such as same with this right here, where he did not have.
We got some really bad news for Child the Builder and his team of racist homies. They just lost one of their most.
Hold on real quick, y'all.
All right.
This shit here got, this shit acting up. Hold on real quick. We got them pause and shit. This shit got to take forever. Got to load up. Let me see something. There we go. All right. Now, what you were saying though?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, what I was saying. Yeah, he did not have a. All right, so when you have a trial, you try by jury. You're supposed to have a jury of your peers. I sent you a picture of the list of his peers of the jury selection, and he did not have any representation whatsoever in that jury. Just as Buddy has stated, that they all would look at Metcalf as their son, their nephew, or whatnot, and they would villainize Carmelo. You know, black people have been made to be villains throughout our existence in this country. Case after case after case, we have been presented as the villains. Just like I made a post on Facebook about lynching that occurred down here in my town. The guy named Sam Hose, and
Right.
he was defending himself from his boss that he worked on the plantation or whatever. He was a farmhand or whatever, and they had a dispute about pay, and the man didn't want to pay him and stuff. He's like, "Man, I need my money or whatever," and stuff. And the man put out a pistol on him, and Sam threw an axe at him and inadvertently killed him. So the newspapers took that and they made it seem like Sam raped his wife, abused his child, or whatever. And so they turned one little thing to another thing and made Sam look like the villain for defending himself. And then they later on sent a lynch mob after him, strung him on a tree, mutilated him. And these people, it brought crowds of over 2,000 people to watch this man be lynched. They mutilated him, cut out parts of his body, and kept as souvenirs, which many of them probably still have to this day in their basement or whatnot. They treated his family earlier. But they celebrated this man's death despite the fact he defended himself. It's the same thing. That was over 100 years ago. And it's the same mentality that we see today. But these people get off on black death, black suffering. They crave it. They love it. It's weird.
No, definitely weird. I bullshit you now on that shit. Definitely weird. For sure.
It's animalistic.
Definitely. 40 plus 20 equals. Oh shit.
And it's to talk to the fact that they purposely put 3 Asian women on there, knowing the vitriol that's taking place between the Black and Asian communities right now. You did that on purpose, because then that's also plays into it, because you're gonna like, oh yeah, we know they're not the best of fond of Black people right now, so they're gonna vote in our favor too.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't motherfucking lying. You was not lying at all. You was not lying. But all right. Now this right here is gonna bring us. It's gonna tie us back into the original, of the stream. This right here is Poetic Flacco, pretty much going over, Chud the Builder, the guy who's locked up for shooting that man, and he got pretty much punched in his shit. Well, his friend,
chimping out.
Yeah, chimping out. So his friend went out there to the Carmelo trial and was talking shit and causing chaos out there. Unfortunately for him, it went bad for him. I ain't gonna tell the whole spiel. I'm gonna let Poetic Flacco tell it. We're gonna go over this video, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, before you play that, I want to give a shout out to the people that's finding out who the jurors are and making it do what it do. They are actively going out finding who these jurors are that convicted Carmelo, and they handle things in what I deem a proper way.
Right.
See?
I'm glad too. This type of shit, it's time for this type of news to get out there, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I'm
right.
definitely glad that this is being exposed. And now, instead of people just playing coy and not knowing what's going on behind the scenes, that bro, like the cards is always stacked against us. It was never for us. You know what I'm saying?
Now all that turn the other cheek, pray for our enemies, all that, or whatever, they can miss me with all that.
I ain't motherfucker who got an issue with me. I ain't praying for your pussy ass.
Yeah, I can't do it. I ain't never been able to do it. I ain't gonna do it.
I ain't gonna do it. I can't pray for you. Respectfully.
All thing I can do is pray for the worst for you. That's it.
Right. That's it. That's motherfucking all, man. No bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
But let me see something real quick, man. Let me cut the video on real quick.
We got some really bad news for Chubb the Builder and his team of racist homies. They just lost one of their most vile, degenerate racists they had. This man, Jake Lang, was foot on pavement riding for Chud. It looks like he can't ride for Chud no more, man, because he got bigger problems to worry about. Before we get this video started, if you want to learn how I made $142,000 from YouTube this month, join my community by clicking the link in the description. That's where I give you guys all the tools to grow on YouTube and make money, as well as offer you guys the opportunity to make videos with me, to do joint videos, joint reactions that get posted on both our channels. I also promote your videos on my social media pages. Don't you want to work with me? Like, click the link in my description to join my community. Let's get started. Let's grind. Let's make money together. Jake Lang, who a lot of you guys know as being the man who went to the Chud bond hearing, acted a fool, got thrown in jail, and then cried for about 10 days while he was in jail about how he was being treated unfairly. He got released and got right back to the nonsense. He hopped on a flight and went to Texas to join in on the chaos going on outside of the Carmelo Anthony trial because he's a professional agitator. So he goes to the Carmelo Anthony trial and he purposefully goes in the middle of the pro Carmelo Anthony supporters to disturb them and agitate them.
The black community refuses to call out the bad members. You need to call out your murderous members of your communities. Whatever you talking about, I don't give a. Whatever you talking about, and you know it. Check it out, man. Low impulse control. This is the reason why all this this is a response. So poor white people. This is a response they teach their young people to have. This is a response that the mothers, black mothers in this community does not teach people to respect personal boundaries. It does not teach people to talk with respect. And that's why Austin Metcalf because of your failure as black parents. Failures as black parents. Failures as black parents. Teaching the youth to kill. Failures to your community. Failures to your community. You continue to perpetrate. You guys are continuing to perpetrate black on white violence. At the epidemic rate. It is because
for the most part, he pulled up with his per usual white supremacist talking points. He would have been fine if he would have just stuck to the white supremacist talking points because we know what he was doing, man. He pulls up, agitate black people, take a 10 to 15 second clip of black folks responding to his agitation, post it online, and make them look bad. We know what the play is, right? They rinse and repeat at every tragedy. But he would have been fine if he would have just stuck to the normal white supremacist rhetoric that he's known to spew. But he took it a step further this time. His rhetoric got more hateful, got more angry, got more venomous. And this was not a smart idea for him because this caused a lot of trouble in his life.
Black supremacist bullshit. You guys are complicit in the murder of white people. Irina Zaritsky, Henry Goldman, Austin Metcalf. 400 years to justice. 400 years. Where's the justice? 400 years.
Y'all see this fuck shit? These motherfuckers want to be so oppressed, so goddamn bad and be the goddamn victims, man. Now all of a sudden, you motherfuckers want to march. What the fuck going on out here, man?
Oh. Yeah.
Can we all just get along?
Hell no, we can't get along, man. It's fucked up. It is what it is.
See, I know what you guys thinking. You get lost in the skin color. It's all about the Lord.
What?
This nigga go.
It's all about the spirit, man. We getting lost in materialistic things. It's not gonna last. No justice, no peace. I'm trolling, nigga. I'm trolling.
I already know it. But what's going on with you, man? I don't know. You probably ain't been paying attention to this shit, cause I know you don't like to keep up with this type of shit. But what's your thoughts, man?
Now I watched the video you sent me though, man. Get a heads up on it, you know. Uh,
Right.
I clearly it's not no fairness in the system. I know that for sure. It always been that way, and I don't know if this right here is like a subliminal or whatever, or they trying to start a race or a war, or they trying to throw us away from the truth like always. It's just getting out of
Well,
hand,
they been
man.
want to start a race war for the last 10 years, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think
damn, it's
it's a mix
2026.
of both. It's a mix of
All
both of
that,
what you
man.
just stated.
Because yeah, I think that they know that the people becoming one. Like most of us really becoming one spiritually though, but I think they trying to keep us away from shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the Bible, like when they pretty much got full of themselves, and you know what it was that verse in Genesis, Babel, God destroyed that thing and it fell down. I think it's something similar to that. Building coming together, building, then they don't want us to see the truth, so they gonna
Right.
always have this type of shit going on. Division, basically. That's how I look at it. And that's why I say
I
spiritual wolf, man.
I think what it is okay. So a lot of it is stemming from the whole immigration laws that's changing, and with ICE doing the mass deportation and whatnot, and something that they really haven't ever gotten over is the fact that we still not captives. We're not slaves or whatnot. We're not the sharecroppers with us. So I think they're trying to
Yeah.
push the agenda to get us back into that, because you know you would think that they want to keep talking about, oh, you should go back to where you're from and all this and that or whatever and stuff, but deep down inside they don't want to, and they wish to put us back in chains, slavery, whatever. The legal slave system is the prison complex.
Nah,
So
I think it's coming down to. Oh, go ahead. I thought
yeah. So anyway, so a lot of the gaslighting is a form of provoking, where
Yeah.
if they can provoke us to react a certain way, meaning that they can round us up and use us for what they brought us over here to do anyway, is to be cheap labor or free labor for them,
Hey, Pete, just
so
go.
they get profit. That's capitalism system. That's what it's all about.
Think about
Is
how they did
go ahead.
all the lynching on black people. We still strong, still surviving, but their race is becoming more obsolete. So by nature, energetic wise, whatever they're doing is shit in the air, and they just realizing like they becoming more extinct. So what they're gonna try to do now? And they see that the system ain't really on their side all the way like back in the day, man. They frustrated. Now they going through what we was going through, but they can't handle that shit. And we still here. They can't handle it, man. Look at them doing all that. You notice when they get locked up, they say, hey, go find me, man. It ain't fair. They got me sleeping on the floor, man. Man, we been doing all this shit. Y'all complaining about that little shit.
Yeah.
We always knew
Yeah,
how to
they
make a way out of no way. We were very resourceful. They're not.
yeah.
At the
Yeah,
end of the day,
man.
if all the black community leave, all black Americans leave, and I mean black, that doesn't mean if you're Jamaican, African, born here, flew here, grew here, whatever. If we all leave here, this country would collapse. We are the
Man.
generating dollar here.
Yeah,
We're the ones that
yep.
generate the income here. Us.
And if you take all the black people out of the world today, the whole world is in right now. Think about it. It'll end. God will come back.
But you know
Riled
that
up,
right
man.
there,
That's the only way they
that
can survive.
that mind frame that Lynn was referring to
I got
was the
a call. I got
reason.
a call.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
That mind frame that Lynn was referred to was the reason why they exiled Marcus Garvey, because he was on that group economics, black economics, that we need to get fucked away from around here and go back to the motherland and stuff. But of course, they didn't want that instilled into our mind of being black individualism, black economics, Pan-Africanism. They didn't want us to take hold of that and stuff. That's why you really don't hear anything about Marcus Garvey. Well, you don't hear anything about Marcus Garvey.
You don't. I had to learn about Marcus Garvey outside of the norm of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Thurgood Marshall, W.E.B. Du Bois. Outside of that, and Frederick Douglass. Outside of that, you didn't hear about Marcus Garvey. I think my first time even learning who Marcus Garvey was, I think was probably after the Malcolm X movie.
And what's the thing? You know what? I was go ahead. No, I'm gonna say that.
Nah, you good. Diggs, you got any thoughts, brother?
Man, bro, it's kind of like, I've been listening to it, and then, man, my point of view on this, bro, is just, I don't even know where to start, bro, because it's like, as black people, bro, the only thing I can see, man, is just, hey, man, gotta stick together. They're out to get us.
Yep. No, you ain't lying.
Real.
You know what I mean? It's like, because like, I was listening to you guys talking, and like I said, man, I live in this small town, and somebody asked me the same thing. Why did that kid bring the knife to that place? And I'm like, every white boy I work with either carries a knife or a gun. That's like, it's not even like it's a normal thing.
Yes,
so
I mean, but here's the thing though. They carry that stuff as kids. Like I know kids in school carrying pocket knives, or they just had, that's just what it was. But see, the thing is, as you just stated, right? It's cool for them to do that type of stuff. They'd be surprised when they see us do it. Kind of how, like, let's say when you see like the white family, the white man with his kids holding AR-15s, and everybody say they're hunting, but they see us doing it, they're gonna say we good shit.
Oh, we teaching our kids how to be violent.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Man, we can't do nothing they do, bro, because it's like no matter what you do, the narrative is always going to post. Like, like you post a picture with a gun, you're a thug. It don't even matter. Like, man, you have no idea all the racist jokes that I got to hear every day working with all these white people. It's like, that's all they have. It's like, I mean, bro, I'm in South Dakota right now. They don't have no kind of joke. It's always like underlying racism.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I'm telling you. And it's like me being a big black man, it's like no matter what, I'm always going to be the aggressor. Even if I'm trying to defend myself, I'm always going to be looked at as an aggressor because I'm big and black with dreads. So it don't even matter. You know what I mean?
Oh, you just said, I experienced that shit, especially when I had dreads back then.
So the question is, you go back to say, now that we know that everything is always going to be stacked against us, it's always going to be a double standard with us. How are we supposed to move? How can we move forward? And it's like sometimes you feel like you just have to give up on hope. You don't want to give up on the hope of that.
Nah,
but at the same time, you get frustrated.
I mean, that's just human shit. You get frustrated with anything. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as you just die trying, in my opinion, because the thing is, it takes us to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? And if and we also have to excommunicate and get the niggas who ain't against us the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? All the niggas who wanna, you know, especially the red pill niggas who wanna get on YouTube and tap dance for the other side for a few bucks. Hey man, my whole thing is if the shit jump off, what you gonna do? You see,
Man, I'd rather do time.
Yeah, you can talk behind the microphone all day against it all day, but when the shit really jump off, nigga, and they coming at you, what you gonna do?
What's the I think it happened down in Atlanta that he broke out of the court and went on a disposing of people spree. Oh,
You talking about what? Brian Nichols?
Brian Nichols, yeah.
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 You talking about Brian Nichols? Yeah.
Brian Nichols,
Nah, for sure.
But I think that's where we're at. It's like they try to push it.
I say this, man. I'm just from that old law. So I see shit different. It's to a point to where, you know, I'm not saying just be against any and everybody. I look at it as you can spot your enemy. You know your enemy. Just don't trust anybody. Sure. You dig what I'm saying? And it's more so like we can't just sit here and just allow this shit, just watch this shit, and then with the woe is me, what we gonna do? Not saying you're saying that, but a lot of people carry that mindset. Well, what are we gonna do? What the fuck you think we gonna do? Not just sit here and lie to shit.
Yep. Right. This generation ain't. We don't lay down. I mean, back then it was very different for our grandparents and our parents to deal with racism. Now, no, we finna read you. We finna give it right back to you. And trust me, fuck around and you gonna find out.
You know what's the killer though? Is about all this is we are not anti anybody.
No, we've never been that type of people. We accept people for who they are. However, you don't come in and disrespect us after we've shown you nothing but genuine care and love and think we're supposed to bow down to you because you think you're some superior being. No.
Yep.
They do believe they're superior too.
Yeah, they do.
And that's been their bane of resistance is trying to prove that they are this superior entity or whatnot. But even from a biological perspective, that's not true.
Right.
And even from a innovative perspective from years ago, thousands of years ago, that has been true because we pulled them out of their darkest moments where they were still eating raw flesh.
We took them out of the Black Plague. They had no running water or working toilets. They didn't know how to dispose of bodily waste. Like, we taught y'all that. The wars came in and taught y'all how to do that.
Man,
we the savages.
And people, and they, they talk about architects of Greece and Rome and stuff, but people act like Egypt not in Africa.
Right.
Having running water, having a sewage system, doing operations, surgeries. Way back then, over 6,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago.
Yeah.
We were circumventing the globe using the constellations to navigate, traverse the seas.
Yep.
The Dogon tribe. Dogon tribe, they were operating, they learned how to use the stars way before Galileo was ever even a thought.
Yeah, the world wouldn't be here if it weren't for us, man. Even today, if we leave, all black people leave today, the world is over with. It's over.
In all honesty, Africa is the only continent that is rooted into the Earth's core. So there's that.
Mm.
Everything
Y'all on some
still
y'all
from
on some
Africa.
history now.
Yeah, nah,
Mm.
for sure.
The world
That's
The
it.
world
don't move
started,
without
human
Africa.
race started in Africa. It has been documented and
Man,
shown. Proof. You know why they cut the
yeah,
nose off to the Egyptian statues? Because they didn't want you to show the true features. Why is that all? Russia has all of the original paintings of Jesus, and he's black.
Dang. Dang.
And
they would never
y'all
allow that.
since y'all talking about historical and the Astro, y'all should look into Lyran where the humanoid was first created. They called it the cradle.
Okay.
Call it the cradle. Lyra constellation.
Man, check that shit out, cuz.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, for sure.
Yeah, my
Hey, man.
Chuck the
cousin in
Builder, he on
chat.
that too.
Yeah, your cousin in the chat going crazy. Shout out to you, Tyler,
Yeah,
man. You saying some real good shit, fool. You
yeah,
saying some real shit. I like that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
He's very young, but he's very bright. Man, he, yeah, Tyler, he very bright.
Right. But I was gonna
Hey,
say this to you, Big. I've been in your
what's that
position
noise?
before where I had to work. I had to work in the field, bro. Being the only black brother there, I'm 6'5", about 280, 290 with dreads back then. And yeah, man, when anything happens, they try to find you can keep the undertones. Like they won't just come out and be like directly racist to you because they know they in fear that you gonna
Yeah,
fuck them up. So they
yeah,
try to see if they can play with you to see how much they can play with you.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely try to push your
Yeah.
buttons. It'd be the subliminals.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
right.
yeah. It usually start with little jokes here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
But
But when
that's the whole
when
playbook
I caught
is
on quick,
the whole playbook is to provoke, and then once we take the bait, then they go in and go into victimhood.
right.
Man, they do that, boy.
mm-hmm.
See, I learned quick. Like soon you start playing with me, I stop you in your tracks. I don't give you a second, third, no fourth chance. I'm stopping you right there, so I don't play like that, bro. You ain't even on that.
And what's that
It's
static
me,
coming
man.
from?
Shit. It's
It's me?
probably land.
It's
That
probably
type
me
of
because I'm
land.
sitting out on the balcony and that's the cicadas going.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. That's some different kind of air you got down there in Florida, man. Cause it's always that shit going on. You hop on.
Yeah, you got frogs going, croaking, and cicadas going, crickets.
You got the
they
geckos
going
and all
crazy.
that.
I'm
Yep.
sitting, and my balcony is literally right next to a lake. So
Oh, hey,
there's
you
a.
better be
Yeah.
careful with crocodiles. I mean, alligators and shit.
Oh no, ain't no alligators in this pond. But yes, there is
Yeah.
alligators in the pond adjacent to us on the other side. So yes,
Man, I ain't used to no shit like
I'm very.
that, man. Yeah.
Hey, nah, the
Man,
Gators, they up here now.
Are
where
they?
Hey,
they
Hurt.
at?
But you know
Hey,
why?
Hurt.
But you know why you're seeing a lot more of them now coming into home neighborhoods is because
Why?
all of these developers had taken up their habitat of land that they were freely yet to roam, and therefore they have nowhere else to go. I should see a
It's,
Florida panther walking in my backyard.
Oh
mhm.
my God.
Yeah,
Damn.
Where you
it's between
where,
that
where,
and
where
climate
you at?
change where, um, uh,
The guy who talking, where you at? What state you at?
oh, yeah, Georgia.
Oh yeah, it's alligators there too.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Telling Hurt that, the Gators, you remember where Q stayed at?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the Gators at the reservoir now.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, and then we got surveillance of black bear. This was just within the week, and I've seen a black bear in my backyard. I ride ATV with it, but literally my backyard about 3 years ago, there's a black bear. But it's like a combination of all the building and climate change, where for a while, as far as gators and stuff, they would only be down kind of South Georgia, or no farther than the Columbus and Macon. But now that it's getting warmer and stuff, the winter's not as harsh. They can navigate up Chattahoochee and survive up here. You know.
I don't know if y'all have
You ain't lying.
experienced a drought. We've been experiencing a drought, but luckily it's now rainy season. But
We've
some
been
of
having,
our
we've been having alligators coming out in the streets down there, near Myrtle Beach area.
That's some wild shit to see, bro. I don't know what I do, bro. I probably.
I don't know. You know, I'm a country boy. I got some for. I put on my grill.
I ain't worried about handling my business. I ain't worried about that part, but what the fuck?
But when you in the when you lived in the country, it's kind of second nature to see. I mean, shit, I would be driving down the road and see a Black Panther on the side of the road, like, hey, hanging
I
out.
don't see that shit, man.
My mama would pull over and pick up a gopher in a heartbeat.
Damn. All I see is deer.
Yeah, damn. But let's get back to the content. Y'all get back to the content, man. We all but finna wrap up in a little bit. Let's get back to the content.
Anthony should be swinging from the tree outside this courthouse. Anthony should be
Oh, that's not surprising.
Bring this man up out of one of these trees. He's a murderer. He's a murderer. Racist.
That's the first strike. He began to say things like Carmelo Anthony should be hanging from one of these trees. That is not cool to say. Now, they're going to say it because, again, they feel like they're above the law. They feel like they can do whatever they want to do and there's nothing going to happen to them. Right? These people don't want equality. They want privilege. They want to be able to go from city to city, from state to state, antagonizing black people, threatening black people, and then getting away with it, which is why he's here. Now, this they gave him a pass for. And then he doubled down by leading a cheer at another rally where he says, murder Carmelo Anthony. He starts a chant to murder Carmelo Anthony outside the courthouse.
Cannot settle for anything less than the death penalty. Kill Carmelo Anthony. Kill Carmelo Anthony. Kill Carmelo Anthony. That's not a threat. Carmelo Anthony. That's not a threat.
Jake Lang even went as far to say that if the court system don't find Carmelo Anthony guilty, he would take it upon himself to murder Carmelo Anthony. That's when the family of Carmelo Anthony and their spokesperson step in and say, hold on. Now that's a step far. Okay. Now you can have your opinion on Carmelo, but when you get to saying hang him from the tree, then you start a chant saying kill Carmelo Anthony, and then you say if he's not found guilty, you will take it into your own hands, you would murder him. That's when Carmelo Anthony and his family, well, the spokesperson, called for Jake Lang to be arrested for terroristic threats.
We even have saw the white nationalist Jake Lang come out here and say insinuatory threats to the life of Carmelo Anthony, to hang from a tree, and even to allude that Carmelo Anthony should be shot in the head. Our organization asked that the Collin County District Attorney's Office, as well as the Sheriff Department and the McKinney Police Department, open up a criminal investigation to those terroristic threats. There is no place for racism, bigotry, and white supremacy ideology in public.
I think the officer should.
We shall all.
Mind you, that's Chud the Builder homeboy right there, y'all.
Yeah. Started shit, man.
That's Chud the Builder homeboy. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy that we right here and we dealing with this type of shit to where they want to get on these cameras and these streaming platforms and just say the most egregious shit ever. Why? Mainly because how they feel too. They get clicks and likes and get paid off of it. So we're just, I don't know. I get just me just seeing what things go in today's time. It fucks with me because I would never thought growing up I would see something like this ever happen in my lifetime. Like everything I learned pretty much has been going in reverse in the course of 5 years. Shit was changing already.
It's really been turning since 2016.
Hey, but really,
right? Like, so shit was changing already, but it's like right now everything is getting fast tracked to a degree.
I'm gonna say this: that small sector of us where the Willie Lynch syndrome has a hold on them. And I'm regarding the ones that like to go in and rob and kill and be a threat and be the same color that we are. They need to redirect that attention to cats they just showed on this video. It should be no more of us robbing each other, but that sector of us that's robbing each other, that's going around, you know what I'm saying, killing each other or whatever. So that right there need to stop, and they need to redirect that attention, that same energy that's just they was talking about hanging Carmelo.
I don't even know that man like that. Man, that kid. Sad. I got mad when I first. I had to put that shit to the side.
All right, cuz.
Host. With a host.
Like, you know what I'm saying, that same, you know, I'm talking about they need to put on Buddy that was in this video. They should have put that same attention on George Zimmer. He should not be out here walking free.
Not at all.
Hey, they don't take us serious.
It was Derek Sherman, whatever. Despite the fact that he locked up with he ain't got that many years, he shouldn't be walking. He shouldn't be made to live comfortable wherever he had locked up either. Like, it comes a time where I feel like examples need to start being made.
Right. I agree.
Furthermore, as a people, instead of, you know what I'm saying, dropping $400 on some J's or whatever, hey, we need to drop $400 on AR-15.
You ain't lying about that shit. Hey, I need to re-up. I need some new shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I got enough. I need some new shit. I've been looking.
Yeah, I'm good with my AK, but I still can use more.
I can use more, exactly. Now, your cousin said we are in a day and age where the next territory of conquest for the white man is social media. That's his next domain. Little homie said some shit
right there. Yep.
That's a bar right there. You can let that shit breathe for like 5 seconds. Hold on, man. Now, I'll say the reason why that what he's saying is 100% accurate is because they want to control the narrative on all corners and all quarters. See, social media is the last thing they're coming to because, like, they're realizing the power of social media. You would think they would already knew it, right? but a lot of them was oblivious. You know, a lot of us are up in age, but they're learning this shit as well, and they're realizing you can turn minds with social media. It don't matter if it's misinformation or not. People believe bullshit because they want to believe what they want to believe. They hate the truth. So long as social media is lying to them, they can live with it because, truth be told, people love being lied to and fed propaganda, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So once they can conquer this, and they can indoctrinate your brain to think a certain way, to them they feel like they finally conquered the world in their mind.
Black power.
Did this though. They had already suppressed our voices with their ownership, with their ownership of the media for all these years. You know, with their control of the music and stuff. Not necessarily suppressing our voices, but changing our voices and promoting criminal activity and being promiscuous in order to gather the next generation of free cheap labor, free slave labor. You know, and same way with how they suppressed the Panthers. You know, with Hoover, Panthers went by and followed all the laws and made the laws apply to us, and they purposely, just like they doing now, changing laws to still fit and benefit them.
Sound like they're jealous too.
Oh yeah, they come from a jealous perspective. But what my cousin said right here, they using social media. Yeah, that's how that right there is how we got January 6th. Even with when President Obama became the president in 2008, and they created Tea Party, they were starting to use the power of the social media to put out their hatred ways, because they know that using social media, they can gather people with the same common mindset and spread that poison to one another. That's a cancer.
They can spread quickly.
Very quick, like wildfire.
Like a motherfucker, no cap.
Because thinking about an hour, you could have 1 million worth of views in an hour.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But let's get back to the content, y'all. Let's get back to the motherfucking content, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely good convo we're having, man. It's been a minute since we had some real shit going, man. So thanks to each and every last one of y'all that came up here for sure.
Man, I like this right here.
Should have arrested him right then and there, because that's not free speech. Those are literal threats. But when Jake Lang found out there was an investigation on the way into him, he tried to get out of Dodge, bro. These people are y'all gotta really understand, bro. These people got a criminalistic mindset. That same mindset they try to put on black people, no, they really have it, bro. This man is a professional criminal. He tried to hop on a plane and get out of Dodge. It didn't work. Because very soon after the investigation started, I mean, the evidence was in 4K. He said it, like word for word, 4K. I guess they just had to probably make sure that it was not altered. Well, he for sure said it. Well, the arrest warrant was put out. Now, when Jake Lang tried to escape out of Texas, they apprehended him. And they arrested him for terroristic threats. But they didn't just arrest him with a slap on the wrist. No, they came for him like they was coming for El Chapo. And the bond he got, I think the bond sent a message. I don't think the bond he got is a coincidence, and we'll talk about it shortly. But here is Jake Lang breaking down how they came for him and how he feels like his arrest is unfair, of course. All right. They don't never do nothing wrong. Every time they do something, they get apprehended, they get arrested, is always the system is after them, and it's everybody's fault but their own. Here is Jake Lang complaining about how it's unfair and he ain't do nothing wrong after being arrested.
Hey guys, it's Jake Lang here. I'm in the Dallas County Jail. They ripped me off the plane today. Dozens of officers treating me like El Chapo. They drove me through the tarmac. They've arrested me for a felony, what's called terroristic threat, simply because I said that if the jury did not find Carmelo Anthony guilty, that we, the people, will deal with justice. And this is a classic case of lawfare used to squash a First Amendment protester like myself.
It's always the First Amendment with these people, man. They think the First Amendment protects them to do whatever they want to do, bro. Chud thinks he could call black folks the N-word, antagonize the conflict, and then shoot us and get away with it because it's his First Amendment right to apparently shoot black folks. This dude, Jake Lang, thinks it's his First Amendment rights to harass and threaten black people. He has such a disregard for black life that when they came that deep to pull him off the plane and arrest him, he couldn't even fathom why anybody would want to arrest him for threatening to murder a black child. He can't even fathom, all I did was threaten to murder Carmelo Anthony. Why would y'all arrest me for that? He can't even begin to fathom exactly why he's been arrested. Sir, you cannot threaten to murder people. You can't make credible threats, and you especially can't do this outside of a courthouse where tensions are already high. They're trying to stop riots. They're trying to stop mobs. And you're doing this? Bro, you're raising their temperature too high. You gotta go. Now, Jake Lang, in his message from jail, one, he admits he said it because he said, all I said was if the court don't do it, we're going to take justice in our own hands. You can't do that. And then secondly, like he speaks as if he's a victim. Watch how he explains the situation. Not once did he say, man, bruh, my fault, folks. Maybe I did too. No, he's speaking as if he's the victim, as if there's this grand conspiracy against him. These people, including Chuck, they're absolutely delusional. They're perpetual victims. They lack accountability across the board.
We had a press conference, an LED truck, speaker system, everything for our 6:30 press conference event outside the Carmelo Anthony murder trial to celebrate justice being done in this case and call out the rest of the American people to stand with us before another Rita Zaritsky and another Austin Metcalf happened to make real change. And they shut down my voice. They arrested me. They're holding me here, probably on an exorbitant bond. I'm going to be the judge in the morning. So please, guys, go to my Gift Big Go account, donate some money to help me get out of here. I'll be stuck here for months in solitary confinement if I don't make bond. This is two-tier persecution against.
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
The white people of this world, we are under attack, and what they're doing to me, they want to do to all of us. I'm just at the forefront here. The lawfare and the weaponized DOJ and these deep state assets want to destroy us all. We cannot allow it to happen. If they do this to me, they can do it to you. Please, guys, stand up. We can't allow our good brothers like Chud, myself, and other great patriots to rot away in prison. Let's get me and my brothers home. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. And keep the faith. And this fight is in the Lord's hands, and we will be victorious.
I'm starting to think this the new.
Man, what the fuck was that?
That goes back to exactly what I was saying. They provoke and then play victim.
Mm-hmm.
That's their playbook.
Seriously, they are against you. They're trying to get us out of here. They're trying to stop. You're the victim.
And they the one started shit.
But they have started breeding this new form of white nationalism with this blatant boldness. You get it from the E-Cats right here. You had it from Charlie Kirk or whatever. They are breeding this new generation of E-Cats that back in the day where they would do it on the slide or whatever, so they'd be slick with it. Now they really out here in your face, and like Buddy was saying, they depending on the First Amendment and thinking that, hey, well, the First Amendment wasn't meant for us anyway. Same with the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, or what ain't meant for us. So they banking on that for that protection, and so far they've been getting that. But what they're doing is, you know how they say you have these industry plants that's hell bent on sabotaging whatever's going on at the time. I kind of feel like these new cats like Chud the Builder and Charlie Kirk or whatever are these plants that's put in sabotage whatever it is that we're trying to build as we try to come together and stuff. You know, that's just my thought. You know, it's my opinion, but I really truly feel like they are really creating this atmosphere where they feel emboldened, and so far, just like we've been seeing year after year, protected.
Mm. Well, that's real. That's real. That's real.
Butterfest
Damn,
on
I
real
got
right here
somebody.
too in the chat.
Right. And my dog, but I think my dog fell out. He came back. So now, Biggs, man, you got an opinion on this too, my boy?
Oh man, I'm just listening so far, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this, like,
Okay.
and I kind of like this. I have to try to join this a lot more, man. I like this convos we be
You
having.
got to.
Yeah,
No,
definitely. I like this.
so we gotta have that for you, man, because you up there in Dakota getting that bag. People don't know. Y'all listen to that. You get a gig in Dakota, nigga. That's some life changing money, but you gotta deal with the bullshit, the weather, and the people. It ain't nothing to
Man,
do
you
with
know, all the above, man. It's like it's frustrating, man. I gotta remind people, you know, it's like I can't bring the nigga out. I gotta be like, you know what I mean? I gotta put on this mask every time I show up to work. I be want to slap the shit out of these people sometimes, you know, with the things they be saying, you know. A lot of these white folks, man, so disrespectful
Right.
with the words, like, you know. But I gotta know what I'm at.
Yeah.
And what you doing?
Now they
Yeah.
What you doing up there? You from there?
No, I work on wind turbines. So I'm a traveling technician. I go all over the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to work with Swole before I got on this.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I was gonna say, nigga, like that's bad though. Fucking around with that type of shit, nigga. Like,
I mean, I ain't gonna
any
cap,
work.
man. It's like it has changed my life. Like, no lie. Like, you know, I try to get a lot of my people to get on there, but man, it's hard, bro. You know, like I got a lot of homeboys. I try to put them on. That thing is always I'm afraid of height. I'm like, if you're not afraid to sell drugs, you shouldn't be afraid to do anything in life. Yeah,
You
it's
ain't lying,
lucrative.
boy. You
Like, no
said
lie.
I like that. That nigga said you ain't afraid to sell drugs. You should be scared of nothing else, boy. Who? You
I'm
ain't
telling you,
lying.
man,
You ain't lying.
it's worth it. It's
Nah.
lucrative. Like I try to put a lot of my people on, but it's hard, man. You know what I mean? People don't want to leave their town. People don't like traveling.
Hey, we still
Here's
got
the
set up
thing,
our
bro.
trip
You know,
to Africa.
I was gonna say the thing. I'm in trucking, right? And
Yeah.
don't get it fucked up. You know, it's the best decision I made in my life. You know what I'm saying? Get my CDL. Now, of course, I'm married or what have you, but my wife knows if I gotta hop on that road, I'm on the road. Ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can do but tell me, because I know a lot of people who want to get a CDL, they won't get it because man, I ain't trying to be going on all the time, man. My old lady at home doing it. I said, look here, bro. Your old lady is cheating, then you go to Family Dollar, boy.
Oh man, hey,
You worry.
I live. You know, that's
You
one
worry
thing
about
about
that.
this field.
You worry.
You know, that's one thing about this field, man. You know, there's money on the road, but a lot of the technician leaving a lady at home, I'm like, you better treat her extra right, because you know people do get lonely at home.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of
Mhm.
cheating. A lot of my friends, you know, lady cheating on them. It's like, bro, it's hard now. That's kind of why I'm like, I've been single, just trying to stack this money up.
See,
You doing right?
my whole thing is this here, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you. If it happened to me, I probably deserved it. I did a lot of fuck shit in my day, so I just had it coming
Hey,
back to me.
hey, man,
You
it
know what I'm
happened
saying?
to the best of us, man. It happened to me too, bro. I ain't even gonna care. It happens. So You know, I was young once. I did some bullshit. So
Hey,
it is what
this some
goes around comes
bullshit.
around.
Hey, man, I was goddamn hitting married hoes and everything back when I was young.
Man.
So I'm like, so you know, hey, man, it's just my turn now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's why now every time I can, like, get a chance, I just travel. I travel out the country, go enjoy myself.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
So that's the mindset. That's the mindset I'm trying to tell folks to get a CDL. Kind of similar to what you were doing with your guys to hit that road. Like, bro, if you can't get it right here, and this opportunity to change your life, I promise you, you're gonna see shit differently when you hit that road and start getting that money.
Man. And you learn a lot on the road. You learn a lot.
Yeah.
I'm on the road right now. Goddamn. I'm about to shoot.
Right.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
lived in Atlanta for so long. I used to love ATL, but after being on the road, man, like I'm trying to buy me some land somewhere in the woods, just be by myself, man, for real.
Yeah. Go to Wyoming, man. Somewhere right there.
No,
hey,
that's too cold.
I looked at Wyoming, man. Hey, look, that's a big state. It ain't even a million population in that state, man.
It's a big.
If you want to go up there,
state.
if you want to go up there, go to Montana. Montana is one of the best. Like Montana's my favorite state, but it'd be too cold.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of land in Montana.
I've been to Montana. I've been to Boise, Idaho. I've been to Utah. I've been to all them weird ass obscure places you never hear about.
You know,
but
they don't like us, but it's good.
No, they don't like us up there. I mean, well, see, here's the thing: they don't like us because they don't ever see them. They don't ever see them up there.
No, check this out. I was in Salt Lake City, and I don't know my experience there was it was kind of weird. I felt like I was in that movie Get Out because the white folks up there, they were, for me, they were so nice. They was like, "Oh man, you should just move here and live here and this and that or whatever stuff." Like, hey man, I'm straight or whatever and stuff. But it was like it was that way because we ain't up there. It's like they ain't never seen a black person before up there and stuff. It was like I was like a museum piece or something.
When I was in Tennessee years back around Obama was about to get in office. Pigeon Forge. I was wondering why all the white people looking at me, and I realized I'm like, oh fuck, I'm the only nigga in this store. I said I won't be coming here no more.
I be a lot of
I was the only one in that movie.
I used to work in Pigeon Forge doing a bunch of construction work with them slabs, putting them on top of hotel buildings and shit, right? And I ain't gonna lie, in Pigeon Forge, you be the only nigga up in there. You and your crew be the only niggas in that bitch. You gotta go to Knoxville to see black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chattanooga, Knoxville. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta go to
Memphis.
Knoxville to see niggas. You know what I'm saying? Or
Man,
Nashville.
that's another world. It's another world in that area in ATL.
Yeah. It's nice though.
Definitely.
Pigeon Forge nice as a motherfucker. It's a nice shit to do in Pigeon Forge, but you be the only black person up there. That's all. No bullshit. Miss Lynn,
See me going in that motherfucker no more.
Say what?
Any thoughts?
Fired up, Lynn.
I mean, regarding Jake Lane, hell no, fuck that nigga. You can't play victim. You can't antagonize people, then play victim. You just can't. But it's the plight of this country at this point, and it literally started. I feel like back when Obama came in office. I guarantee you, I know in my lifetime I never expected to see a black president, and I'm happy that I was able to. But that turned a lot of people the wrong way. And we saw that's when we started seeing racism for what it truly was with people. Because before that, you would see it, but you really didn't see it. I mean, like I was just saying last night that I have not experienced the Karen. I haven't experienced where personally, like, people follow me. If they were following me around in the store, I was so oblivious to it because I was in my own little world when my head should have been on a swivel. But it's just we just never experienced it directly. And so it's not saying that I don't think that it doesn't exist. I know that it exists. I can see with my own two eyes that it exists, but it didn't exist directly towards me. And sometimes I think that's where a lot of people in our community kind of be like, well, those that do kind of lean both on both sides and be like, well, yeah, but there is no but. It's wrong. It shouldn't happen. We shouldn't be dealing with this in 2026. 200 almost 200 years later. Like, come on.
No, you ain't lying.
I said, me and Hurt, man, we we experienced it. I remember when we had our school shut down, well, on lockdown.
Yeah.
They changed the Georgia flag from the rebel flag to what it is now. Them white boys, they lost their shit with it.
They lost their fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
And me and this nigga was so petty back then. We was like, hey, we're gonna get everybody to come to school wearing all black with black gloves on and say black power.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Hey, they just re-saying, hey, they re-saying up here. We had a big ass Confederate flag on 85 up here, but they was protesting against that shit. So them crackers mad as hell. They made them take that shit down. That shit was sitting high as fuck too.
I got one on the interstate right next to the
seen
door
that
to my
flag.
house.
I know
right
exactly what
now.
you're talking about.
I could walk out
You
my
know what I'm talking about
front.
up here in South Carolina?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. My cousin came down from New York. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" My cousin come from New York. Was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" He got scared. Hey, niggas come from up north. They come down here to these little country towns. Be dark. Them motherfuckers be scared as hell, boy.
Yeah.
It was a culture shock.
I already know it.
But it's still like that here. I mean, in Tampa, it's a big ass Confederate flag that flew over the interstate exchange between 75 and I-4. Hell, I could walk out my front door and see it flying above the trees now.
I'm gonna tell you something that tripped me out. I'm gonna tell you something that tripped me out. All right, so he know that you know Highland Apartments, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it's always been hood. But how about I was over there? I can't remember why I was over there, but it was he was Mexican over there. Had a rebel flag hanging in his apartment over there. But it goes back to, and we were still in high school, but it goes back to the whole Zimmerman. It's like, all right, so a lot of Mexicans don't like black people, and the same way with a lot of Asians, as we can see with the whole child situation where they went and gunned down that 14-year-old. They chased him, shot him in the back. He got off, and then you had the Asian cat talking about, I wish you black people would go and boycott us. Y'all we have to give up Sony and Honda and Jordans and this and that or whatever. So we make all this and that. Getting your hair done, your nails and stuff or whatever. But it shows that they do not respect us at all. But truth be told, when he said all that or whatever, and it's like we weren't even focused on boycotting all Asians, whatever. They was boycotting that particular store, that particular owner with it. But he brought that energy out here and displayed, and a lot of other Asians have followed suit, and not a single one of them has had any empathy for the loss of this child's life. They got on this whole theme well, screw y'all black people, whatever and stuff, instead of saying we understand, that dude was wrong, whatever what he did to that child. He should have been charged for murder and whatnot and stuff. But go and dig deeper though, is they talking about that we make everything that y'all need and want or whatever. They fail to list the fact that everything that they make comes from Africa. The precious minerals that they use to put into the phones and electronics stuff, they sourced from Africa. So they can miss me with, oh, we make all this. No, where you get your material to make this in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's real. But let's get back to the content a little bit, man. I'm probably gonna shut this motherfucker down, man. We've been up here rocking for a couple hours, man. Shit. I gotta get up and man, work in the morning, but let's rock out a little bit more, y'all.
Hey,
To
y'all
play,
get up,
man.
man. I'm just getting in the
I'm
house.
starting to
and get
think this is the new method.
All right.
You go around, you start trouble, you get arrested, you start a gift set, go get a lot of money, get out of jail, fight a little petty case. But I think he thought this would have been just a little petty case. I think he thought that this would have been like a case that he could probably, man, you know, a little slap on the wrist, a little misdemeanor, bond about $20,000. Y'all all donate my gifts and go. I raise about $100,000, pay $20,000 towards the bond. You know, like take a plea deal, do probation, never. No. Them folks said, we send a message to this fool. He is not raising enough money to get out. It's not happening, bruh. You know why? And I don't think this is a coincidence at all. Chud the Builder and Jake Lang got identical bonds. They gave Jake Lang $1 million bond. And I don't think that's a coincidence at all. I think they're sending a message to Jake Lang, Chud the Builder, and that entire team of racists who feels like they can go out and harass black people. I think even like the dominant society, people at the top, I feel like even they're like, hey, bruh, we hate black people too, but y'all doing too much, bruh. This is his mugshot, by the way. Come on, bruh. Just an absolute degenerate. Now, listen, I have no proof that he's on drugs. This man don't look like he's sober right now, bro. He looks like he's not in his right state of mind. But after about a day in jail, now this dude is a grifter, so I'm taking this with a grain of salt. But after a day in jail, man, he came to the timeline to let us know that, the brothers in jail, man, gave him a little bit of straightening. They gave him a little bit of straightening. They served some justice, man. All right. Jake Lang took the timeline to say, Jake has been attacked by a group of all black prison guards in the Dallas County Jail. It looked like them good brothers gave him a little bit of straightening, man. All right, no, hey, listen, man, we disavow all violence against all people, of course. All right, YouTube, I condemn all violence, YouTube. I disavow this. How dare they put hands on that white man? I heard them brothers just had to establish a little bit of respect, all right? Just a little bit of respect needed to be established, man, all right? They ain't hurt him too bad, all right? They just gave him a little bit of straightening. How come? I'm so confused, yo. How come y'all have all this caucasity and audacity in the real world when police officers is outside and they on the corners? Oh, you is bold, you is loud, you is throwing up murder this, y'all this, N-word this, N-word this, and you behind a group of 10 sheriffs. But when you in prison, man, these don't work no more. This don't work no more, man. Oh, you let them brothers give you a little bit of straightening and you took it? I disavow this, man. I don't like violence. There's no excuse for violence ever. All right. Now he goes, you can literally see them manhandling him in this mugshot photo. They haven't given him a bed yet, and he slept on the concrete floor last night. The guards are retaliating against Jake because of the Carmelo Anthony conviction. Hey, man, it sounds like the brothers just give it a little bit of straightening, bro. Why you crying, man? Why you crying, man? Listen, now, do I feel bad? I don't feel bad, not one bit, all right? We disavow violence here, but I don't feel bad for this dude at all. At all. All right, this dude has been out here disparaging black folks, all right, attacking us, lying on us, harassing us. You don't know if you was out here harassing one of them guards' mama. You don't know if you was out here harassing, berating one of those guards' girlfriend or wife or daughter. You don't know if you was out here harassing one of their brothers. See, that's the thing. When you deal in hatred, you don't know who you're harassing. You don't know what people do for a living. You don't know when you're going to run across these people. You might have thought you could have came in, get your 10, 15-second clip off, go back to your dungeon. You could not have expected you would have had to run into these men at some point. When you was harassing their wives and their girlfriends and their daughters, you probably didn't expect you would have had to deal with them in their world. And now they just giving you a little bit of what you've been asking. You said that it's impossible for us to get along. You said harmony is impossible. You don't want to live in harmony. You said that. So now they're just giving you what that reality is, man. Oh, he back to crying, folks. So he goes, Jake is being moved to an unknown location. His life is in extreme danger, and they're trying to disappear him from the public. He's being treated worse than murderers. So he goes, right, and I guess this is like how inmates communicate with like each other's. So he goes, I can't believe they have me back in solitary hellhole. I'll only get out of this cell 3 hours a week. Again, listen, man. Don't let Chud and Jake convince you, by the way, that they don't have an option or a choice. No, they have an option. All they got to do is just sign, hey, I won't sue. I won't take legal action if I get hurt in here. Because if you tough, go to general population.
All right. I can stop that right there. Any last words, man? What's your final thoughts?
Wasn't this the same dude that went to Minnesota and got his ass beat by protesters but was saved by a bunch of brothers?
Probably. I think so.
Yeah, I want to say that he on his own when he said it against violence and stuff. I am pro-violent when it's done to those that deserve it. It's a good way to make things move. It's a good attention seek. I'm pro-violent. So that is a language that certain people can only understand. You know,
Right. You're right.
a lot of people, you try to be peaceful, whatever stuff. They go in one ear and out the other. But when you got to put hands on somebody or something, then that's when they seem to have an awakening. Between that and money. You take away the resources for someone to make money or whatnot, or to continue to make money. Yeah. So boycotting and violence or whatever, it can be used in a way that can make things right. In a way of saying.
Okay.
But that's just me.
All right. Big.
That's all I heard people understand.
Biggs, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Y'all gonna say any last words, brother?
Nah, man, I'm just hopefully you guys, you know what I mean? I'm trying to, do this again. So whenever you guys do this again, just, hey, hit me up again, man. I like this.
All right,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
man. We get a little silly every now and then, a little silly, a little messy too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So,
man, that's how we do it, man.
All right, for sure then. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we go back.
Yeah.
Most
So
definitely.
he already know.
We're definitely tapping on the bullshit. But That's pretty much it for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny to see Chuck the Builder partner, man, pretty much get locked up and trying to play victim, and now he's scared in prison. But that bring this whole video entitled 360 back all the way around. This is where we at now in 2026 via social media. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I look at it as it's time for us as a community, man, to stand for something and don't goddamn try to be friendly buddy with every damn body. And the main ones who try to find empathy, and see it from their point of view, fuck them. They ain't with you. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end, when the shit happens to them, they ain't gonna want that same empathy from people, from us trying to see it from the other folks' side. You dig what I'm saying? So I just say that, leave that at that. You know what I mean? And shit, man. A good damn show, man. We killed that motherfucker, man. So thank all y'all for pushing up on me, man, for sure, man. I really appreciate it. So until the next one, man, I'm gonna definitely be getting at all y'all, man.
Man, I appreciate the invite, man.
You already know it. All right, Miss Lamb, per usual. Thank you, Miss Lady.
Hey,
For
Mo.
sure, for sure. Thank you for
Hey,
having me.
big.
Shout out to the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna link you and the host up and stuff. So
that's what's up. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all be easy. Y'all boys have a good night, man. All right, y'all.
All right, man. Be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.